Hey Third Eye Tribe, and welcome back to Third Eye Tarot. So in today's video, we'll be exploring another one of the minor arcana cards in the deck of the tarot, and we'll be speaking a little bit about the Four of Pentacles. So the minor arcana cards in the tarot card reading are known to emphasize the daily events, behaviors, and choices made by an individual in their day-to-day lives. The cards are divided into 4 suits, and each suit contains 14 cards. So today we'll be exploring the 4th card in the suit of Pentacles of the tarot, and that is known as the Four of Pentacles. So in the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, the Four of Pentacles card shows a young man sitting on a cubic stone, holding on tightly to a large golden coin. His arms over here seem to be folded in some sort of an infinity symbol, symbolizing to us his great flow of abundance. One of the coins is also balanced on his head upon a crown, while the 2 others are securely placed under his feet, also symbolizing to us his great earthly possessions. The crown here is symbolic of the man being some sort of a ruler or owner of a thriving business. But an important point to note here is that he seems to be unable to move because he is holding on so tightly to his possessions. There's a great city in the background which symbolizes all the opportunities that lay ahead of him. So when the Four of Pentacles card appears during a tarot card reading, it depicts a very hard-working person who puts in a lot of efforts and skills to build a good fortune for himself and those around him. But this money, instead of being a complete source of pleasure, becomes a source of stress and anxiety to him as the owner, and he always seems to be in fear of losing it or not having enough of it. This card is also referred to as the miser card and represents someone who may have a lot of money but is always afraid of spending. This card is also indicative of the need to strengthen one's self-worth and to find the security within oneself. It also points out the stubbornness in the situation of the seeker, preferring to keep everything to himself, which makes him quite unapproachable to others. So if this card is pulled in the upright position for a love-related reading, it can indicate that your current relationship with your partner is one that is very financially stable and one that is built on solid, committed ground. For a few others, it can symbolize a time in which you might be in a relationship with someone who seems to be more concerned with making money instead of nurturing the love that you two share. This card for some can also strongly point towards a relationship which is chugging along only because of the money and security that it provides to either the woman or the man in this partnership. For those who are single at the moment, when this card appears here for you, it can symbolize a time in your life in which the person you might be attracted to, or perhaps you yourself, are more focused on making money at this time, and this leaves you little or no time to explore relationships. If this card is pulled in the upright position for a career-related reading, it can indicate a time in your life in which you are working hard towards establishing strong foundations that will pay off for you in your future. It can also symbolize a time, however, that you fear losing your current position that pays you very well, and the loss of this position plays on your mind over and over again. For some, it can also symbolize a time in your life in which you are refusing to share information or ideas with your co-workers, as you worry very much that they will take the credit for all your hard work. When this card appears in its upright position, it can also suggest that you are simply holding on to a job because you are scared of losing the financial security that comes with it. So even though it might be one that is making you completely miserable, you're holding on tightly due to the financial benefits. In terms of a financial spread, this card appearing here in its upright position does symbolize a time in your life in which you'll be experiencing some power and status, and a time in your life in which you'll be very financially secure and stable. If this card is pulled in the upright position for a health-related reading, it can indicate a flare-up time of a disease that you may have suffered during your childhood. For some, it can also suggest digestive problems due to worrying too much, or stress and anxiety that leaves you with irritable bowel syndrome. When this card appears in its upright position, it's also a sign from above to add more calcium into your diet as you may be suffering from bone-related diseases like knee or joint problems, or even some dental issues due to low levels of calcium in your blood. So now I want to talk a little bit more about this Four of Pentacles card in the reverse position during a tarot card reading. So when this card appears in its reverse position during a reading, it can symbolize a time in your life in which you might be facing some unjustifiable fears about your financial security. You may be feeling like you have nothing solid or dependable to hold on to, and a time in which you are focusing on all the things that you lack instead of all the things that you currently have. When it appears here in its reverse position, it asks you to remind yourself to try not to focus too much on what you lack, but to rather focus on all the abundance that already exists in your life. In the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, when this card is in its reverse position, it depicts a man who is now holding on to his material possessions with great difficulty. And so when it appears here like this, it suggests a time in which he'll need to let go in order to experience the powerful sense of freedom that awaits him on the other side. If this card is pulled in the reverse position for a love-related reading, it can indicate a time in your life in which you're asked to let go of your expectations of a relationship or a partner and just let it be what it's meant to be. It symbolizes a time in which you are plaguing yourself with some underlying fears or control issues, and you are not accepting your partner for the person that they really are. For others, when this card appears in its reverse position, it can also suggest a time of greed of material acquisitions from your partner, and a time in which you might be demanding great and glamorous gifts from them, which might actually end up causing great friction within the partnership. This card appearing here in its reverse position can symbolize a time in your life in which you feel like you'll have to show off your bank balance in order to attract the right lover into your life, and that you are not allowing yourself to emotionally connect with these individuals, but rather wish for them to see you as someone powerful, successful, determined, and cold. If this card is pulled in the reverse position for a career-related reading, it can symbolize a time in your life in which you might be having a tough time in your career, and a time in your life in which you'll be actively searching for a new job because you've come to the conclusion that things are just not working out the way you wanted it to in your current position. It can also symbolize a time in which you've explored some creative solutions to all problems, but even now things are just not improving or going your way. For some, when this card appears in its reverse position for you, it can symbolize a time in which you might decide to finally let go of a failing business or a passion project that you were working on that just didn't turn out as profitable as you once hoped it would be. In terms of finances, this card actually warns against gambling, as it can actually signal a time of great financial losses, or a time in your life in which you might be cheated by your clients or experience some sort of theft of your business ideas by your competitors. And finally, if this card is pulled in the reverse position for a health-related reading, it can symbolize a time in your life in which you are finally ready to let go of old patterns that only encouraged anger and negative thoughts within you. It symbolizes a time in which you can now move forward with ease in a very positive and healthy manner. And so that was all I have to say about the Four of Pentacles tarot card. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you found the video very interesting and informative. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with some of your friends in the tarot community. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care and bye for now.